So, warm welcome to all the devotees who have joined for our fortnightly Srimad Bhagavatam discussion, and also to those who have joined online. So, we have completed the Daksha Prasang, the discussion on Daksha and Sati, where we get an example of bhakti in the mode of ignorance. जो तमोगुण की भक्ति है उसका हमको वहां पे अनुभव मिला और अब the conversation again moves back to Swayambhu Manu, where specifically Dhruva, the grandson of Swayambhu Manu. So Dhruva, we discussed last time, it was some time back, more than a month back now, where we discussed that he sees his brother, sitting on the lap of his father, Uttanapa. And it's a natural thing he sees, and he also runs towards his father to sit on his lap. But when he does that, his stepmother, Suruchi, she stops him. उनको रोकती है कि तुम नहीं बैठ सकते अपने पिता के इस गोदी में आप नहीं बैठ सकते. You cannot sit. She stops him, and she insults him very heavily. She says that because if you want to sit on that throne, you want to sit in that lap, then you have to worship the Supreme Lord first, so that He will give you the benediction that you will be born from my womb. And then you can sit in your father's lap, and then you can sit on the throne. Basically, she's telling you die. You die, be born. First, you please the Supreme Lord by worshipping Him. Get a benediction that you will die and you will be born again in my womb, and from my womb then you will get. मतलब कितना ego, किस level का ego हो सकता है किसी का? You can understand from this part of the story. At this point, Dhruva is obviously hurting like anything. As a child, you're told you cannot sit on your father's lap. You have to give up your body, then maybe you will get a chance. It is very painful for Dhruva. So he's probably looking towards his father that मेरे पिता शायद मेरी support करेंगे. My father look at me and he will say, no, you can sit, it's okay. But father also keeps silent. Father doesn't say anything. He should have intervened. He should have said something. But उन्होंने कुछ कहा नहीं. चुप बैठे. क्यों चुप बैठे? Because Suruchi was his queen, his favorite queen, and he's very attached to Suruchi. So he's thinking that if I go against Suruchi, then my enjoyment will stop. So therefore he keeps quiet. And Dhruva is extremely angry and extremely upset and crying. And ऐसे रोते रोते crying, he goes to his mother, Suniti. And we will continue from there, what happens after he meets Suniti. So Dhruva was running to meet his mother, Suniti. You can imagine a small child who is insulted so badly, how much they must be in pain. He was in great pain. So Suniti sees him, that he is very agitated. So she lifts him on her lap. So first thing, father didn't do it, at least she lifts him on the lap and she keeps him on the lap. And then, the other people from the court, they come and tell कि ऐसा ऐसा हुआ. जैसे बोलते हैं ना लोग आके कहानी सुनाने वाले, अरे पता है, your co-wife, what she said, she insulted Dhruva like this. She said that, you have to take birth from my womb, only then you can sit. तो आग लगाने वाले इस दुनिया में बहुत होते हैं. तो ऐसा कोई तो आ गया जिन्होंने आग लगाया कि ऐसा ऐसा हो गया. Now Suniti, who is the mother of Dhruva, when she hears what was spoken, it is described, Srimad Bhagavatam में इसका वर्णन दिया है कि एक like a forest fire, she started burning from within. Her beautiful face became withered, and she was so upset. It was very difficult for her to hide her pain. She was in so much pain that she was burning from inside. Have you ever experienced this? Where someone says something. See, Suruchi is the favorite queen of, Uttanapala. And Suniti was never his favorite. मतलब एक और wife है ऐसा. And she always knew it. कोई पता था that I am not the favorite of the king. Just one more wife ऐसा. She was not the favorite of the king and she knew it. But she was okay with it. ठीक है, क्या मतलब? Obviously there will be someone who is favorite. But if her child is also insulted like this, then she is not able to tolerate it. It's very, very painful. See, it's always said ना that if you say something to the parent, कुछ बोल दिया तो parent का ego है तो उसको बुरा लग जाए. लेकिन you say something to the parent's child, parent cannot tolerate it. It's too much. So she is very, very agitated when she hears what Suruchi has said. It's very insulting, very, very insulting what she said. So when she hears this, first she's burning. So we can imagine from this we can learn how important it is to be sensitive about how we speak. See, obviously Suruchi is very insensitive. It is very clear. और जो ऐसे बच्चे के साथ ऐसा कोई बात कर सकता है, it's very clear that she is insensitive. But we should learn a story from this. You know, of course, in one sense, you can say Suruchi ने ऐसा बात किया, उसके लिए ध्रुव प्रसंग हो गया. Such a big thing happened because she spoke like this. If she had not spoken, she had just allowed him to sit on the father's lap, all this would not have happened. So, in one sense, everything is Krishna's arrangement, it's God's arrangement that this had to happen, so this happened like this. But we can learn that words have the ability to burn people, to destroy people's confidence, to destroy people's faith, to destroy love, to destroy relationships. Words are so heavy. We all know, हमने बचपन से ये देखा है कि हम लोग कोई चीज क्या बोलते हैं और कैसे बोलते हैं, उसके अनुसार हमारे दुनिया में रिश्ते बनते हैं और टूटते हैं. करेक्ट? If we are very carefully choosing our words when we speak to people, we choose our words carefully, people will like us. If our words are heavy, people will stay away from us. If our words are heavy and they're also spoken in a bad way, it's very bad, like किसी ने बोल दिया, अरे तू मूर्ख, you're a fool. Someone says like that. Okay? So obviously, बुरा तो लगेगा, you're a fool बोला. But it's also the way. If I say, अरे तू मूर्ख है यार, so ये मैं ठीक है यार, वैसे मजाक में बोल रहे हैं. सब उसको आंखों में आंख डाल के बोला, you're a fool you are, you don't understand anything. Same thing, same words, but has a very different impact. So what we speak and how we speak, क्या बोलते हैं और किस तरह से बोलते हैं, जमीन आसमान का फर्क पड़ता है. Makes a big difference. So over here, because Suruchi has used such words, she is burning. We should also learn, that what words we use, how, of course, sometimes you don't even have to speak words. Just your facial expression also conveys a lot. Like I am one of those persons who cannot hide my emotions. If I'm happy, you will come to know. If I'm unhappy, you will come to know. If I'm angry, you will come to know. If I'm very devastated, also you will come to know. कुछ भी हो जाए मेरे चेहरे पे दिख जाता है. I can't hide my emotions. But even with a face, we can tell a person that I hate you, I love you, I tolerate you. इतना दिखाने से भी समझ जाते कि तू मेरे को tolerate कर, you don't like me for sure. So we will be so sensitive because words have weight, they change people's lives. So you can learn from that. Now, what was, imagine if this happened to us, in today's day and age, we see these helicopter parents, who are always very protective of their child. बच्चे को किसी ने कुछ भी बोल दिया ना, तो तुरंत माता पिता ऐसा अपना बंदूक लेके आते हैं, बंदूक लेके आते हैं. किसने मेरे बच्चे को कुछ बोला? How dare they say something to my child? Whether the child was right, wrong, it doesn't matter. मेरे बच्चे को कैसे बोला? Ego issue बन जाता है, and immediately they react like that. But over here, it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam that Suniti, first she was upset, she was burning from inside. But then what she did? She composed herself. We say in anger management, if you are angry with someone says something to you angry, do not respond in an angry mood. अगर किसी ने ईमेल भेजा है जिसका एजिटेट हो गए, तुरंत रिस्पॉन्ड मत करो, रुको, वेट, थोड़ा take some deep breaths, calm down, then respond. Because in an angry mood, if we send a letter, we speak something, then it will again, it will only escalate the fight, it will not solve it. See, if someone says something insulting to you and you insult them back, does the fight end? कि फिट्टूस हो गया, उन्हें मेरे को गाली दिया, मैंने तेरे को रिटर्न गाली दिया, हो गया ना? और क्या? नहीं, वो होता नहीं है कभी. It never ends. It always goes to the next level. You said this, how dare you? Now the first person forgets that they said something, due to which this person responded like this. वो उनको याद नहीं रहता है, तूने ऐसा कैसा बोला मेरे को, and then वो भी और चढ़ जाता है, and then दूसरा चढ़ जाता है, just goes on and on and on, right? So the best response is what Suniti is doing over here, is first composing herself. She calms down, she just composes herself, then starts responding to him like a guru. Literally over here, Suniti acts like a Shiksha guru to Dhruva. She is a Shiksha, and later on in the subsequent chapters, we'll see how Dhruva reciprocates, remembers how his mother acted like a guru and saved him and delivered. So, first thing she tells him is that do not wish for anything inauspicious to happen to the person who has hurt you. Just imagine what a culture, right? This is culture. That rather than telling ki अच्छा हुआ तू गाली दिया तूने, very good, I wish that he dies, I wish that उसका बुरा हो जाए, उसका ये हो जाए, वो कुछ नहीं. She doesn't say anything of the sort. She in fact tells him that don't wish for anything inauspicious to happen for others. She says anyone who inflicts pain upon others suffers himself from that pain. She gives him a lesson in karma. मतलब उसको बता रही है कि अगर आपको ये इंसल्ट मिला है अपने सौतेली माँ से, अगर आपको ये मतलब उन्होंने आपका ये इंसल्ट किया है, तो इसका मतलब है कि किसी पिछले जन्म में आपने उनको इंसल्ट किया हुआ. You might have insulted her in the same way. That is why it is coming back to you. Don't make it worse by now saying something inauspicious about her. What a fantastic response, na? Instead of telling him that, yeah, बहुत बुरा बोला उसने, मैं बात करूंगी उससे, मैं देख लूंगी उसको. She accepts. So this is the nature of a cultured devotee. That even if Suruchi said something that is very nasty, obviously, right? Suruchi said something very nasty. Better you die and be reborn. Pray to the Lord that you're reborn through my womb. Very nasty thing. But that doesn't mean that we react in a violent way. This is what distinguishes cultured people from uncultured people. If you see cultured people, no matter what the provocation may be, somebody tries to provoke them, someone says something to them, someone does something to them, they don't just immediately react. It's a very low thinking to immediately respond when somebody says or does something to you. Someone who's really cultured says, this person is saying something, he's obviously angry about something, कुछ या तो इसका दिमाग खराब है, या तो कुछ तो हुआ रहेगा, इसके लिए ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं. Let me not immediately respond. They take a breath, they take a time to think, organize their mind, calm down, and then respond. So, the world would be such a better place. Just imagine. The world would be so much better place if everyone reacted like Suniti. In this world today, why there is so much dispute? Why there is so much fighting? Because everyone responds according to ego. See, I am something great. And if you don't agree with me, or you don't follow what I say, I will bomb your country. I will kill you. I will crush you. I will finish you off. मेरी बात नहीं मानो, मैं तो crush you. So, ego causes people to do wrong things without thinking. It just forces you into doing the wrong thing. So over here, Suniti is showing us by her example that कोई भी provocation हो, पहले गुस्से से respond मत करो. Because if you do see, they have already seen the previous prasanga. Daksha prasang में क्या हुआ? Provocation was there. There also provocation was there. Right? What was the provocation there? In Daksha Prasanga, Daksha walks into the Yajna Sthali and everyone in the Yajna, All the Devis, Devatas, everybody, all the big rishis, Saptarishi, everyone is sitting there. All of them get up. He's like king so effulgent, and he is the Yajnapati. He's the not Yajnapati, but क्या बोलते हैं Yajman. He's the Yajman of the Yajna. Everyone stands up as a mark of respect. Only two people don't stand up. You can imagine if 500 people stand up, but two don't stand up. What would a normal person say? कि हाँ यार सब खड़े हो गए खड़े कोई बात नहीं ठीक है. One of them was his father Brahma. Obviously, father will not stand up when the sun comes. And the other one was Lord Shiva, who was like his, in one sense, like his brother, but he was also his son-in-law. So just for that one thing that Shiva didn't stand up, उसने इतने सारे, we had discussed that, कि कितने सारे उसने मन घड़त assumptions कर करके बड़ा he went into such a big bath, that finally he cursed Lord Shiva, he walked out of the assembly, and then the whole thing started, and finally it ended with his own daughter Sati immolating herself, giving up her life. Why? Because he couldn't tolerate a minor insult. So it's not even an insult actually. Why should he stand up? Not sure he doesn't need to stand up, but still he considered, he's my son-in-law and he's not standing up. Everyone else is standing up. This is the nature of ego. Here Suniti is showing us that no matter what happens, you maintain your cool. And she educates him that your experience is also due to your karma. So this is the first response of Suniti. Then she says that so the second stage after the initial response, the second stage is her acceptance of the situation. She says, what Suruchi is saying is true. That I am not the favored wife of your father. Your father doesn't love me. In fact, your father feels ashamed to accept me as a wife. She doesn't sugarcoat it. She doesn't tell, like, see, आजकल हम लोग क्या करते हैं? भूल जाओ बेटा, कोई बात नहीं. Like a little more sattvic mother will say, भूल जाओ बेटा, कुछ नहीं. मैं हूँ ना, मैं तेरे प्यार करूँगी. I love you, like that. She doesn't sugarcoat. What Suruchi is saying, in one sense, it is correct. That I am not the favorite, wife of your father, and he's ashamed to accept me as a wife. So she is teaching him acceptance of the situation. First, she is teaching him that don't say anything negative about them. They may have said negative, doesn't mean you respond like that. Second thing she teaches him is acceptance. Again, look at our world today. Look at your own situation. Forget the world. दुनिया तो बहुत बड़ी चीज. अपना खुद का situation देखो. If we were just able to accept what is happening in our life, sometimes happiness happens, sometimes unhappiness, sometimes good health, sometimes bad health, sometimes favorable situation, sometimes unfavorable situation. All kinds of situations keep coming up in life continuously. Why are we forever unhappy? Why are we forever unhappy? Though we have some happiness in our life. कुछ खुशियां तो हैं. Actually बहुत है. गिनने जाओ तो we cannot count how many blessings we have in our life. We have our hands, legs, eyes, ears, tongue, skin, everything intact. We are able to function as normal human beings. That itself we should be so grateful about. We should be so happy. But we are not happy. We want more. We want more enjoyment. Okay, you want enjoyment? Have a nice house. Live in HPCL colony. Live in Tata Power. Which is just died. I'm sorry, I couldn't make it. Live in Tata Power. Live in BPCL. Live in HPCL. Live in RCF. Live in nice colonies. Nice घर. घर के ऊपर एक छत है अच्छा वाला. Be satisfied. Accept that this is a good situation. मुझे और चाहिए. अरे तुम्हारे पास बैंक बैलेंस 1 करोड़ रुपया बैंक बैलेंस में. ना मुझे तो 10 करोड़ चाहिए. अच्छा आपके पास बैंक बैलेंस है, आपके पास गाड़ी भी है, 2 व्हीलर चला रहे शान से. ना मुझे तो गाड़ी चाहिए. गाड़ी है मुझे तो सेडान चाहिए. सेडान है मुझे तो एसयूवी चाहिए. एसयूवी है मुझे तो मर्सिडीज. We are not able to be happy in any situation. I don't कि मतलब एक पर्टिकुलर लेवल पे आके बोले हाँ बस हो गया अभी बस हाँ हो गया इतना ही चाहिए था इतना मिल गया अभी हो गया. हम लोग एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाते. We are not able to accept what karma gives us. What is karma giving us? What we deserve. है ना, एकदम क्लियर है. मतलब आपने अगर 100 रुपया दिया है शॉपकीपर को, तो वो आपको 100 रुपये का ही गुड्स देगा, 100 रुपये का सामान देगा. वो आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते कि अरे मैंने 100 रुपया दे, लेकिन मुझे तो 200 का चाहिए भाई. नहीं मिलेगा. आई विल नॉट गेट इट. लेकिन वी एक्सपेक्ट इट. We are not able to accept what comes our way because we feel I deserve more. ये क्या है? What is this? मैंने इतना पढ़ाई किया, मेरे को नीट में एटलीस्ट 680 नंबर आने चाहिए थे. ठीक है, मेरे को सिर्फ 640 मिल गए. मेरे को मेरे चॉइस का कॉलेज नहीं मिलेगा अभी. Accept karma. It is your karma. You have done your best. Accept it. You know, and that's why no one is happy. कोई खुश नहीं है इस दुनिया में. सब दुखी है. मतलब सब कुछ होते हुए भी, despite having, see, US as a country has got everything. It has got everything, but most unhappy nation in the world. कोई खुश नहीं है वहां. From the president down to the beggar on the street, कोई खुश नहीं है. सब दुखी है. सबको लगता है कि और होना चाहिए. ये क्या है? They have so much oil, but still they want more. They have so much power, still they want more. No one is happy. This is the nature of the world. So this is what another lesson we learn from what Suniti is saying. Accept your situation. You know, Krishna says in the Gita, Sukhe dukhe sabe kritva, labha labho, jaya jayo. He says, Sukhe dukhe sabe kritva. If you are getting sukh, you are getting happiness, or you are getting unhappiness, dukhe sabe kritva. Do the same thing. Do your duty without attachment. Just do it naturally. Labha, alabha. Whether you're getting profit, you're getting loss. You're getting jaya, victory. You're getting ajay. You're getting defeat. Whatever it is, speak it. Just accept. This is my karma. Okay, so why should I get so agitated? I'll just give my best, and then whatever the Lord decides to give me, I accept it. Acceptance is such a big thing. So first, she teaches him, first response is that, do not react, violently because somebody has been violent with you. You be a cultured. मतलब सामने वाला गधा है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मुझे भी गधा बनना है ना. I should not, as they say, pigs love to fight in the muck. So if you join the pig in the muck, the pig is enjoying it. You are feeling suffering. तो बहुत मजा आ रहा है. गाली गलौज करने में, लड़ाई करने में, सेल्फिश टॉक करने में, एक्यूटेशन, बहुत मजा आ रहा है. But if you are a sattvic person, don't come down to that level. Let it go. And second, she teaches him acceptance. Then she gives him the solution. Okay, she tells him that, just see, she tells him that even though what she said and the way she said it, may not be very palatable, okay? But she says she gave you the right instructions. She says, I cannot help you. She tells Dhruva, she makes it very clear, I am not, मैंने already acceptance कर लिया कि मैं तो तुम्हारे पिता की फेवरेट भी नहीं हूँ, तो मैं ये सिचुएशन में कोई हस्तक्षेप नहीं कर सकती. I cannot interfere in this scene and make it any better. If I go and talk to Uttanapa, तुमने मेरे बेटे को ऐसा क्यों किया? He will probably say, you shut up. I'm not going to listen to you. So she's made it very clear. I cannot interfere here. I can't do much for you. But what instruction she gave you, that is very good. What is the instruction? She said, execute her instructions of worshipping the Lord's lotus feet without being envious of her, if you desire to sit on the same throne as your stepbrother. She tells him that she has told you to worship the Supreme Lord. You please do that. You worship the Lord, Supreme Lord, worship Him. So she tells him that what harsh words, Prabhupada says, the harsh words used by Suniti to her stepson were actually true. Prabhupada is also supporting. He says, Suniti ne bola, galat nahi bola. That if you want something which you actually don't deserve, then what do? You worship the Supreme Lord. You worship the Supreme Lord because If you are favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Radha Gopinath decides to favor you, then whatever you want, you may get it. And if he decides not to favor you, आप चाहे जितनी मेहनत कर लो आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. See, every year during Damodar month, Kartik, the month of Kartik, we do this katha. We means or Rimana Prabhu does katha every day, and so many different themes he gives very innovatively, very creatively. Every day there's a different theme. And hats off. Amazing how he does it. I still don't know. Right? But everywhere in that, thing, what is the thing? I lost track. Yeah, the two things that are needed, right? One, it was always that rope is to be two fingers too short, and one finger represents our personal effort. Where we show the Lord, see, I am working towards this, so I am expressing my desire by my actions. मैं बोल नहीं रहा हूँ कुछ कि मुझे ये दो ये दो ये दो. I am working towards. मैं अपनी तरफ से मेहनत कर रहा हूँ. Isn't that much better than only saying मुझे दो मुझे दो मुझे दो and किया कुछ? Working towards. So doing our effort, that is that one finger. And the second finger which completes that effort is the mercy of the Lord. If the Lord feels that, yeah, बहुत मेहनत कर लिया. It's not like you've done enough मेहनत to get what you're asking for. The Lord decides, बहुत हो गया. ले ले. लेकिन एक बच्चा होता है, बच्चा कभी कभी अपने माँ के पास कुछ नखरे करके रोने लगता है. माँ के पास है, पिता के पास, मुझे ये चाहिए मुझे ये चाहिए मुझे ये चाहिए. He starts demanding. Okay, तो मम्मी पापा बोलते हैं पहले होमवर्क करके आ, पहले होमवर्क करके आ. हाँ, तो होमवर्क करके आएगा बच्चा. होमवर्क करके आएगा तो मम्मी होमवर्क हो गया. हाँ भी वो पढ़ाई भी कर, ये भी कर वो भी कर. तो 4-5 घर में थोड़ा सफाई करके आ, ये करके आ वो करके आ, बहुत सारे काम देंगे मम्मी. Now, what that child is demanding is probably something very big. And mother gives some chutmut, chota कुछ काम देती है. And then finally she tells the father, दिला दो, दे दो, बेचारा अच्छा काम कर रहा है, दे दो. So it's not like the child fully has, मतलब उसने अगर 1000 रुपए की चीज मांगी, उसने 1000 रुपए का एफर्ट डाला उसलिए उसको मिला. नहीं, उसने शायद 50 रुपए का एफर्ट डाला है, लेकिन वो 50 रुपए का एफर्ट देख के माता पिता प्लीज हो जाते, खुश हो जाते. हाँ यार, बेटे ने बहुत फाइट मारा, चलो यार तो दिला देते जो चाहिए. बर्थडे के दिन उठेगा, बेटा देखो तुम्हारे पिलो के नीचे क्या है. So this is exactly how the Lord also. He is not an accountant. वैसा मतलब इनके अकाउंट्स नहीं रखते कि आपने 100 रुपए का काम किया तो बस उतना ही. See, karma works like that, but Lord doesn't work like that. Lord may decide that, ठीक है, let's give. Yeah, he may say, you may do 1200 rupees of effort. और आप 1000 रुपए का चीज मांग रहे हो. Lord says नहीं देंगे, नहीं मिलेगा. You don't get it. Now it gets delayed a lot because Lord knows what is best for us. He knows हमारे लिए क्या सबसे अच्छा है, भगवान ही जानता. He knows past, present, and future. So he knows what is best for us and he decides what to give us. Prabhupada says here, man proposes, God disposes. Don't we all experience this? We all experience this. हम लोग कितना फाइट मार के कुछ करना चाहते हैं, वो होता ही नहीं है, होता ही नहीं है. I remember when I was in SAP, I used to work for SAP. For, I think, first 5 years that I was in SAP, I was the top performing sales guy. मतलब, not just in my team, all India level पे, I was the top performing sales guy. मतलब, हर साल वो winner circle करके होता है, global top 2% of sales people worldwide. वो इधर उधर भेजते हैं. ऐसा मलेशिया भेज दिया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया भेज दिया, हवाई भेज दिया, ऐसा न्यूजीलैंड भेज दिया, ऐसा अच्छे अच्छे जगह स्पॉन्सर्ड, कंपनी स्पॉन्सर्ड ट्रिप. तो 5 साल तक मैं वो जा रहा था, रेगुलर, लगातार. बट आई वांटेड ग्रोथ इन द कंपनी. मुझे मतलब एक डेजिग्नेशन में भी ग्रोथ चाहिए था, नहीं मिला, नहीं मिला. चोर क्यों है वो, क्या मैं अपने आप को मार डालूं, क्या करूं? आई डू सो वेल, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग. That's how it works. Somehow or the other, my boss didn't listen. कुछ भी करूँ मतलब मेरे से ले रहे हो, मैं उसके लिए डिलीवर कर रहा हूँ क्वार्टर आफ्टर क्वार्टर, ईयर आफ्टर ईयर, बट मुझे ग्रोथ नहीं दिया. This is how life works. You know, I met my sister. This is a personal thing, but I'll share it. I was with my sister and हम लोग यात्रा में जा रहे थे, बस में जा रहे थे. तो बस में जा रहे थे, जनरली थोड़ा क्रिप कर रहा था, इधर से चल रहे तो क्रिप कर सकते हैं, क्रिप कर तो बोल रहा था कि अरे क्या यार, कुछ मतलब जॉब में कुछ मजा नहीं आ रहा है, मैं इतना फाइट मार रहा हूँ, डूइंग सो वेल, बट स्टिल दे आर नॉट गिविंग मी ग्रोथ, ऐसा ग्रोथ नहीं मिल रहा है. तो माय सिस्टर शी हैज द हैबिट ऑफ आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन, वेरी वेरी ड्राई क्वेश्चन, मतलब ऐसा जो थॉट प्रोवोकिंग ड्राई क्वेश्चंस. शी आस्क्ड मी, अच्छा ग्रो करके क्या करेगा, क्या करेगा, वेल इफ आई ग्रो देन आई विल अर्न मोर मनी. ओ अच्छा, और पैसा कमा के क्या करेगा. अभी फंस गया, अभी क्या बोलेगा ना, पर डिवोटी है और फिर ऐसा पैसे की बात कर रहा है तो क्या बोलूं मैं. तो मैं बोला कि इफ आई अर्न मोर मनी फिर क्यों द टेम्पल, मंदिर को मैं जन्माष्टमी के टाइम और डोनेशन दे पाऊंगा. उसने और एक सवाल पूछा, उसने पूछा हाउ मच मनी यू अर्न, can you give as much donation as Radha Girdhari Prabhu? Can you give as much donation as Krishna Chandra Prabhu? मतलब these are our temple के big industrialists, बड़े बड़े businessmen हैं who give crores, करोड़ों में हर साल टेम्पल को देते हैं, मतलब no questions asked, they give like that. That is their every year contribute, करोड़ों में देते हैं. Will you be able to give like that? मैं तो कचरा हो गया, मैं क्या बोलूं. I said नहीं, तो मैं तो नहीं दे पाऊंगा. So she said exactly. She said जिंदगी भर कितना भी रगड़ा मार, कुछ भी कर ले, you will never earn as much as them. तो उतना नहीं कमा, unless you start your own business, but then you'll have no life left. So you will never be able to contribute monetarily to the temple as much as these people can do. He said, you are a preacher. You please preach. You preach because that is what you are good at. You preach. पैसा जितना आना है वो तो आएगा, अपने आप आएगा, ज्यादा वेट मत पा, जितना आना है accept what is it, accept what is coming to you as the will of the Lord and you preach. She said that you can preach. Radha Girdhari Prabhu may not be able to preach like that. He doesn't have the time to preach. He will never be able to preach like you are because he doesn't have the time to preach. He has time to earn money. Let him earn money. You preach. उसके बाद shortly after Yamuna Prabhu approached me to preach. So somehow he fulfilled that desire also. So I'm saying that, we have to understand that we may put all efforts, पूरा मेहनत करेंगे, सब कुछ करेंगे, but still sometimes destiny doesn't favor us. Lord doesn't favor us. So here she is telling him that, the harsh words used by Suruchi were true because unless one is favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot achieve any success in life. Man proposes, God disposes. And if someone speaks something unpleasant to you, okay, there are so many people who will say unpleasant things to us in life. Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice formula. See, आपको अगर कोई कुछ अनप्लेजेंट बोलता है, बहू बोलती है, सास बोलती है, माँ बोलती है, बॉस बोलता है, कोई आपको कुछ अनप्लेजेंट बोलता है लाइफ में, what happens when someone says something unpleasant in an angry mood to you? What happens to you? You feel upset. You dwell, especially women have a habit of remembering things 30 years. 30 साल बाद भी इनको याद रहेगा कि मेरे सास ने ऐसा बोला था, तूने ऐसा बात किया था, और उनको ये भी याद रहेगा उस दिन पे मैंने ये ड्रेस पहना था, हम लोग बस में जा रहे थे, 81 बस से मंदिर जा रहे थे, वहां पे ये हुआ, और डिटेल उनको याद रहता है, मतलब हर डिटेल्स को सब कुछ याद रहता है ना. But rather than seeing what was spoken, they just remember the unpleasant experience. They means all of us. I'm not saying women, even men have the same problem. We remember that something unpleasant happened, but we don't learn from it. So Srila Prabhupada gives very simple formula. He says, if the shoe fits, wear it. Okay? ये statement याद रखना. 5 is only 5 words are there. If the shoe fits, wear it. इसका मतलब क्या है? Shoe fits it, wear it मतलब क्या? अभी आप समझो, हम लोग अभी लकीली सबके शूज बाहर पड़े हुए हैं तो आई एम सेफ. बट अगर अभी यहाँ पे जो ऑडियंस बैठा है, किसी को ये जो बोल रहा है बिल्कुल ही नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है, तो पुराने जमाने में लोग क्या करते थे? अच्छा नहीं लगा तो सर जूता हटा के फेंकते थे. So if someone throws the shoe at you, throws the shoe at you, right? What does it mean? They are trying to, insult you. मतलब जूते खाने जैसा तुम्हारा परफॉर्मेंस है, right? तो कोई आपके ऊपर जूता फेंक रहा है. Prabhupada says, if the shoe fits, वो जूता जो फेंका आपके ऊपर, अगर आपके पैर में बैठ रहा है अच्छे से, पहन लो. Wear it. If the shoe fits, wear it. इसका मतलब क्या? It means a beautiful, such a deep thing, Srila Prabhupada. We may think it as a joke, but it's such a deep thing. It can solve half your life's problems, which come from people saying unpleasant. Most of the time they're unhappy because someone said something unpleasant. This one thing can solve it forever. If the shoe fits, wear it. मतलब क्या? जो किसी ने आपको बोला, someone said something to you which is insulting. Now, if what they said, it fits you, मतलब जो उन्होंने बोला उसमें कुछ सच्चाई था, कुछ तो सच था उसमें. हाँ, थोड़ा बहुत शायद मिर्च मसाला डाल के एग्जैजरेट करके बोला होगा, but what they said kind of fits you. It is true. It's applicable to you. Then what do? Wear it. उसे अपने जीवन में लागू करो. Improve yourself. Improve yourself. Take it as an opportunity to take this feedback. Some devotee is giving me feedback. Let me improve myself. मैं अपने आप को सुधारता हूँ. क्यों उसको इंसल्ट करके लेना है? जूता फेंका है, अच्छी बात है. ये जूता मेरे को फिट हो रहा है, मैं इसको ले लेता हूँ. Now, so this is a very positive way of looking at even an insult someone throws at you. If the shoe fits, what do? You wear it. You don't have to wear it in front of them. घर जाके पहन लो, कोई बात नहीं. बट एटलीस्ट एक लॉजिकली सोच की, हाँ यार बोल रहा है, गलत तो नहीं बोल. मैंने यहाँ पे I have acted like an idiot. So therefore they are treating me like an idiot. Okay, let me accept it. If the shoe fits, wear it. Now if the shoe doesn't fit, किसी ने जूता फेंका आपके ऊपर, आपको फिट नहीं हो रहा है, थोड़ी आप उसको पहने हुए. You want. So if someone says something to you which is completely untrue, it is not true only. वो सच ही नहीं है उसमें. हाँ, किसी ने बोल दिया you are North Indian, you are against all the Tamilians and Telugu people in this colony. ऐसा आपको वीरेंद्र गुरु को किसी ने अभी इल्जाम लगा दिया. You are against all the Telugu people in this colony. Now if I say this to him and he gets hurt, he gets upset. ऐसा कैसे बोलना? मैं थोड़ी तेलुगु लोगों के साथ अगेंस्ट हूँ, मैं तो रेमुला लोगों का बहुत अच्छा फ्रेंड हूँ. कहाँ मैं तेरे पर? So now if he starts getting upset because of something that I said, which is not even true, it's not true. He is not against Telugu people. But if I said it and he felt insulted by it, then what's the point? फिर तो मतलब time waste ही हो गया ना, फुकट का. So therefore, if the shoe doesn't fit, what do? Shoe is coming at you. What do? Dodge it. वैसा साइड से निकल जाएगा, आपको नहीं लगा वो जूता. तो कोई कुछ भी बोले अपने को जिंदगी में, अगर वो सत्य है, उसमें 4 पैसा भी सत्य है, wear it, apply it in your life, quietly apply it. हाँ, ये मेरे भले का ही बोल, ठीक है. जिस तरह से बोला अच्छा नहीं लगा, लेकिन जो बोल रहा है अपनी कुछ तो सच है ना. Let me apply it in my life, so you will be peaceful. And if what they are saying is not true, गलत बोल रहे हैं, अरे मेरे बारे में बात है, talking about me. Okay. If you think that way, fine, let it pass. Just dodge those shoes which are coming at you. Don't get upset that इसने ऐसा क्यों बोला, ये शब्दों का प्रयोग किया, सबके सामने कहा. Shoe doesn't fit. Don't get agitated by it. So मुझे ये बहुत अच्छा लगता है. I find this particular statement of Srila Prabhupada so useful. It is useful in husband-wife relationship. It is useful in boss and employee relationship. It is useful in God brother, God sister. In every way, this is useful. If the shoe fits, wear it like that. And sometimes the harsh words of somebody can be a blessing in disguise. It can be a blessing. Like I'm telling one more personal story. Okay. So this is when I think I'm going to run out of time today. Anyway, let's see. So when I was in Satyam, okay, this is just before I joined SAP, I was in Satyam. सत्यम कंप्यूटर सर्विस जहाँ पे स्कैम होता है, तो मैं जाने के 5 साल बाद हुआ था, तो प्लीज मुझे शक की नजर से मत देखो। हाँ, तो सत्यम में था एंड आई वाज इन सेल्स ओवर देयर एंड आई वाज वर्किंग वेरी हार्ड, बहुत मेहनत कर रहा था, बट नो मैटर व्हाट आई डिड आई वाज नॉट सक्सीडिंग, सक्सेस आई नहीं रहा। एंड इन दोस डेज आई यूज्ड टू गो टू ऑफिस ऐसा तिलक लगा के, ऐसा शिखा रख के, आई यूज्ड टू प्रीच टू माय ऑफिस कलीग्स, यू नो, वो सब कुछ सब करता था। एंड आई वाज वर्किंग वेरी हार्ड आल्सो, लेकिन नो सक्सेस, बिल्कुल भी कोई सक्सेस नहीं था। सो आफ्टर सी सेल्स में आदमी ना 6 महीने तक सक्सेस नहीं आया तो उसको खुद समझ जाता है कि अभी कभी भी डंडा पड़ सकता है, कभी भी निकलने का टाइम आ सकता है। सो आई स्टार्टेड डेस्परेटली सर्चिंग फॉर जॉब, और डेस्परेटली नौकरी ढूंढने लगा। 8 महीने के बाद मेरे को, 8 या 9 महीने के बाद मेरे को नौकरी मिल गई। आई गॉट एसएपी जॉब। सो आई वेंट टू मीट माय बॉस टू टेल हिम कि सर मैं जा रहा हूँ, मेरा हो गया। सो व्हेन आई वाज गोइंग टू हिज कैबिन ही सेड हाँ कम कम, मेरे को एनीवे जैसे बात कर रहे हैं, आ जा। तो मैं गया अंदर, तो मेरे को क्या बोलते हैं, सिद्धार्थ इट्स नॉट वर्किंग आउट। मतलब वो मेरे एनीवे बोलने वाला था कि तू अभी जा, इट्स नॉट वर्किंग आउट, एंड मैं उसको बोलने वाला था कि नहीं जा रहा है। तो एकदम परफेक्ट टाइमिंग हो गया। यू नो ही सेड अरे वेरी गुड, तेरे को एनीवे जाने का है, मैं भी ऐसे सर एनीवे आई हैड कम टू टेल यू आई एम रिजाइनिंग ओनली। सो अच्छा हो गया, एनीवे यू आल्सो वांट मी टू गो, आई आल्सो वांट टू गो, सो गुड। सो देन वहीं का वहीं एग्जिट इंटरव्यू चालू हो। यू नो व्हाट इज एग्जिट इंटरव्यू ना, कि जो कोई कंपनी छोड़ के जाता है तो उसको पूछते हैं कि तू क्यों जा रहा है, तू ये करना चाहिए, तेरे स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट्स है, तेरे वीक पॉइंट्स है, ऐसा मतलब एग्जिट इंटरव्यू। So my boss told me, he said, "देख सितार, you're a great guy." Whenever someone starts with a compliment like this, ना अपने को डर लगता है कि अभी अगला स्टेटमेंट कोई गंदा वाला आने वाला है। Let's start, you're a great guy. बोलता है कि very good communication skills, you're very good, you know, very smart, very intelligent, very sincere, very hardworking. तू ना कुछ भी कर सकता है, तू मार्केटिंग कर सकता है, तू फाइनेंस कर सकता है, तू एचआर कर सकता है, तू कोड भी लिख सकता है, तू कुछ भी कर सकता है, लेकिन तू सेल्स नहीं कर सकता। Now I had been in sales already 6-7 years. तो this is like Dhruva being slapped, you know, ऐसा वैसा मेरे को सुरुचि जैसा ही फीलिंग आया मेरे को, सुरुचि ने स्लैप मारा ऐसा ही। then तू कुछ भी कर सकता है, तू सेल्स मत कर। I hope in your next job तू सेल्स में नहीं जा रहा है, ये तेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा, you don't do sales, you're not good enough. My God, मतलब it was an insult, it was an insult, but ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, मिर्ची लगाना उसके वर्ड्स से, वो ऐसी मिर्ची लगा that after I left Satyam, I decided कि बस कुछ भी हो जाए, जमीन का आसमान हो जाए, आसमान का जमीन हो जाए, I have to prove this fellow wrong. I have to succeed in sales, and I succeeded. So just like Dhruva, that's why I find this, I like just like the Dhruva pastime, right? Where Dhruva was motivated by the words of the angry, taunting, insulting words of Suruchi. Same thing happened to me also. So I can relate with this. Sometimes the harsh words of somebody can be a blessing. I went to SAP and I said, first 5 years, continuous ta 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 ta. So yeah, you have to sometimes understand that destiny will not go our way. It will not. You try hard, कुछ नहीं होगा. Because man proposes, God disposes. But put your effort sincerely. You never know when the tide will change. पता नहीं कब भगवान बोलते हैं चलो I am not disposing anymore. I accept whatever you do. चलो taste some success. I tasted success. अच्छा हो गया मेरा. So yeah, you know. So she has first given him the response, acceptance, and she tells him the solution that, you know, execute her instructions of worshipping the Lord's lotus feet. Then she gives him motivation. थोड़ा motivation दे देती कि अभी बोला है worship the supreme Lord, तो motivation देना जरूरी है. She says that, my dear boy, you should take shelter of the supreme personality of Godhead, because she says even your great grandfather Lord Brahma, he got the qualifications to build this, to create this entire universe. simply by worshipping the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. Just by worshipping. See, Brahma को कोई कॉलेज अटेंड नहीं किया उन्होंने. He didn't attend any engineering college or anything. कुछ नहीं था. No, ऐसा कि IIT में उसने कोर्स किया, फिर उसने क्रिएशन चालू किया. He didn't attend any course, nothing. He was just given the information in his heart by the Supreme Lord. Why? Because he worshipped the Supreme Lord with great sincerity. That's it. And the Lord gave him all the knowledge. He says, your grandfather, Swayambhu Manu also, your grandfather means Uttanapad's father, he also worshipped Lord Narayan. He got material success also, and at the end of his life, he got liberated also. So she is giving him all, मतलब पहले क्या करना है बताया, लेकिन क्यों करना है वो भी बताना जरूरी है कि मोटिवेशन क्या है, तुम्हें क्या चाहिए. You want a kingdom greater than your father also? Worship Lord Narayan, because Brahma worshipped Lord Narayan, he became creator of the universe. Swayambhu Manu worshipped Lord Narayan, he became creator of the universe, and finally he went back to Godhead. Not creator, he became ruler of the universe, and finally went back to Godhead also. So therefore, please do this. She gives him the motivation. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that we also, though we are devotees, in devotees we are taught actually that अहैतुकी अप्रतिहता डिवोशन, मतलब अहैतुकी, without any हेतु भक्ति करो भगवान श्री नारायण की, भगवान श्री कृष्ण की. Do bhakti without any हेतु. Don't have any कि ये दोगे तो ये करूंगा तो ये करूंगा तो. Don't have any हेतु. Just worship the Lord. Give him your love. That is what we are trained. But the Bhagavatam itself says, akama sarva kamo va moksha kam udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. That akama, even if you have no desires, akama, sarva kamo va, if you have all desires. एक एक कहते हैं ना कि वो डिजायर कोई एंडी नहीं है, ये चाहिए जो भी चाहिए, पुत्रम देहि धनम देहि घरम देहि, जो भी मांग रहे हो, everything, सर्व कामो मोक्ष काम उदारति. Even if you have desire for liberation, what should you do? Whether you have no desire, all desire, or desire for liberation, तीव्रेन भक्ति योगेन यजेत पुरुषम परम. तीव्रेन, with intensity, worship the Supreme Lord. This is the instruction Srimad Bhagavatam gives us. So if you have no desire, ideally worship without desire. But here we are talking of a devotee Dhruva in the mode of passion. Earlier it was Daksha was in mode of ignorance. But here it is in mode of passion. कुछ प्राप्त करना है, मुझे कुछ प्राप्त करना है. So he is being instructed, कुछ प्राप्त करना है तो भी भगवान विष्णु को ही आप worship करो. And Srila Prabhupada says, very beautiful point, he says that to achieve anything in life, कोई भी life में बड़ी चीज achieve करने के लिए, two things are needed. One is austerity and penance. Austerity and penance, मतलब थोड़ी तपस्या जरूरी है. कोई भी चीज हासिल करने, not just spiritual, even material चीज को हासिल करने के लिए तपस्या तो करना पड़ता. अगर आपको प्रमोशन चाहिए, पब्लिक सेक्टर में प्रमोशन चाहिए, तो कभी कभी इंटरव्यू होता है, इंटरव्यू में करना पड़ता है. प्राइवेट सेक्टर में भयंकर परफॉर्मेंस करना पड़ता है, कंसिस्टेंटली करना पड़ता है. कभी कभी बॉस को भी कुछ करना पड़ता है, वो भी तपस्या है. बहुत अच्छा नहीं लगता, उसका मुंह देखने को अच्छा नहीं लगता है, लेकिन फिर भी उसको ग्रेट, ये भी तपस्या करना पड़ता है किसी किसी. Some will do, some can't do. But whatever it is, austerity and balance is needed. But along with that, you need the mercy of the Lord to achieve anything great. Nothing great in this world was any discovery, any invention. We should not think that, it is a scientist's brain, Scientist was so intelligent, सब discover कर लिया. नहीं. Without the mercy of the Lord, nothing is possible. See, many of you may be chemical engineers or, MSc chemistry, BSc chemistry, whatever. Benzene, right? Benzene was discovered by, anyone knows? Benzene. The formula, the structure for benzene, which is like the mother of organic chemistry. थोड़ा मैं मेरा chemical engineering का भी, benzene was, the structure of benzene, C6H6, was discovered by Kekulé in a tree. उसको dream आया structure. That's how he figured out what benzene structure could be. Otherwise, he could figure out it. कैसा लगा ये? It's possible. He got a dream. So the Lord revealed to him. He might have been doing research and paper पे paper लिखते जा रहा, trying to figure out what is the structure. But the Lord, he did his austerity, he did his tapasya, he did his penance, he did his hard work. But the mercy of the Lord is needed to achieve anything great. So, yeah, another lesson which she gives. Finally, she gives him the method. Okay, I'll end with this. Almost done. He says, my dear boy, now in this verse 4.8.22, okay, मैं आपसे request करूंगा ये verse, if you have time, please go through, because here the essence of bhakti is given by Suniti to her son Dhruva. She tells him, my dear boy, you also should take shelter of the Supreme Personality, like Brahma took, like Swayambhu Manu took. You also should take shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is very kind to his devotees. He say, no, that Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, he is like an ocean of compassion, love, kindness to his devotees. He's so kind. I mean, someday we can discuss how Krishna is kind. Sometimes we think, here he is kind. Who will experience things? There are 100,000 ways we can think of how Lord is so kind to every living entity, not just human beings. Like that. Anyway, so he is very kind to his devotees. Persons seeking liberation from the cycle of birth and death always take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord in devotional service. Becoming purified by executing your allotted occupation, just situate the Supreme Personality of Godhead in your heart, and without deviating for a moment, always engage in service. ये 4 line में, the whole essence of bhakti is given by Suniti. So that's why this verse is so important. 4.8.22. The purport is also full of jewels. But we try to complete at least logically. Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, this is the standard process of God realization. You want to realize God? You want to see God face to face? This is the process. What is that? Become purified by executing your duty. Whatever is your allotted occupation, whatever it is, do it sincerely. Situate the personality of Godhead in your heart. Always think of Krishna when you're doing your work. Do your work for Him. Remember Him when you're doing your work. And whatever results come from the work, use it in Krishna's service. And without deviating for a moment, engage always in his service. यही है भक्ति का सार, यही है जीवन का सार. Because this is what a perfect life is. Where a life where we are doing everything that we do for the pleasure of Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. Then we will not do wrong things. गलत चीज करेंगे ही नहीं, हमको पता है this will not please the Lord. So do what we do for the Lord. Engage all our senses in the service of the Lord. Whatever results come, engage that also in the service of the Lord. And be happy. So Prabhupada said this is the standard process of God realization. And one more beautiful point Prabhupada makes, based on what is mentioned in the verse, Bhritya Vatsal. So, Suniti is saying that Supreme Lord is Bhritya Vatsal. Bhritya Vatsal means what? He is like kinder than a million mothers. This is what Prabhupada says in the purport. See, mothers are very kind. Compared to fathers, mothers are always kind. Mostly, most of the time. Fathers are always little strict and mothers are little Dina. Okay, bache, they accept everything. They're very kind. Fathers are not so kind. But what he's saying here is that the Supreme Lord is kinder than a billion mothers. Because mothers sometimes, even if they want to, they may not be able to do that much. If the father is beating the child, what will the mother do? If the world is being cruel to the child, school में उसका bullying हो रहा है, what will the mother do? और स्कूल से चल के आ रहे बच्चे उसको मार के उसका साइकिल का हवा निकालते, what will the mother do? क्या करेगी? She may act the most, ऐसा अपने she'll embrace him and उसको थोड़ा ठंडा करेगी, हम क्या कर सकती है? She can show love, she can show kindness, but kinder than a million mothers when everything else fails, the Supreme Lord can say. Like Draupadi, when everything else failed, she tried her own strength. She appealed to her husbands. She appealed to all the people sitting in the audience. Big people were sitting there. Bhishma, Drona, big people were sitting. She appealed to all of them. None of them could save. Finally, she raised her hand, my Lord, I'm yours. Hey Krishna, hey Govinda, hey Gopala. She just called out to the Supreme Lord in complete abject surrender. My Lord, whatever it is now, I'm yours. And the Lord came and saved her. So, Prabhupada makes this point that the Lord is kinder than a million mothers. Another point he makes is any other path would be difficult for a 5-year-old child. Ask him, please read scriptures and understand material world is miserable place. Can a child do that? No. Do dhyan, sit and do dhyan nicely, meditate. Cannot do. Process of bhakti, even a child can do. Anybody can do. So, and finally, Prabhupada makes this point that as soon as one places the Supreme Personality of Godhead within one's heart, remembering Him, Krishna says, no, that, how do that? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. In the 8th chapter, he says, therefore, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, at all times, sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara, remembering me, yudhyacha. Remember me and fight, do your duty. So Prabhupada makes this very beautiful point that as soon as one places the Supreme Personality of Godhead within one's heart, everything becomes easy and successful. Does this mean you will become successful? एग्जाम में सब टॉप मार्क्स आएंगे, जो प्रमोशन मिलने चालू होएगा? No, not necessary. Maybe yes, maybe not. But successful क्या है? This is a successful life where you do what you do for pleasure of the Lord, do it to the best of your ability for pleasure of Lord, remembering Him at all times, and whatever result comes, accept it. That this is the prasad of my Lord. I have offered my work to the Lord. What is coming back now is the Lord's prasad. When we offer bhoga, when we offer bhoga to the Lord, what do we expect in return? We expect prasad. कि भोग ऑफर किया तो प्रसाद आना चाहिए. तो वैसे ही हम अपना काम भगवान को ऑफर कर रहे हैं. अपने शरीर का जो शक्ति है वो भगवान को ऑफर कर रहे हैं. अपने जो whatever वाक शक्ति, अपना सेवा शक्ति, whatever skills the Lord has given us, we offer it to the Lord, and whatever the Lord gives in return, happily we accept it. This is a happy life. This is a successful life. That's what Prabhupada is saying. So in conclusion, Suniti finally tells him, I don't think anyone else can mitigate your distress. कोई देवी देवता के पास मत जाओ. तुमको धन चाहिए तो तुम सोच रहे लक्ष्मी के पास जाओगे, लक्ष्मी के पास भी मत जाओ. She says that don't approach the demigods because even they seek favor of that same Lakshmi Devi. And that Lakshmi Devi, she herself is seeking the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. She is also worshipping Lord Narayan. So therefore, that don't get into all this, just worship the Supreme Lord. So Dhruva hears these words, deliberates carefully. Dhruva listens and he deliberates with intelligence and fixed determination. He leaves his father's house and goes towards the forest. Okay, बात क्या होता है? We will discuss next time. हरे कृष्णा. श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्री गुरुदेव की, जय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि. Okay, we can take maybe one question. Any question? Anybody? Question or comment? Anyone who would like to answer? Yes, yes. Mike. One mic. Give me. Mike.
Very last Prabhu, last some summary I could get is, but where the shoe which fits, it can apply to everything. Whatever you consider is success kya hai. So if success is not coming, that also that you just dodge it off. Whenever success is coming, you wear it, you accept it. So it's a wonderful way you explained. I was meditating when you mentioned about Suniti. He spoke about uh, how you should meditate on the Lord. Uh, meditate the form of the Lord in the heart, and then. So same thing going forward. That's why she is the first guru. Mothers are always first guru. And you also mentioned that she is becoming the first Siksha Guru. Going forward, Nardamani also is the same different section. It's very coincidental. Coincidental is a really wonderful thing. Nardamani practically also he gives the same instruction what to mother has given.
Anybody else? Any questions, comments, anyone? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So yes, if there's no further questions, I thank you very much, because this from here, okay, till here we have only discussed about what happened when Dhruva wanted to sit on his father's lap, and what did Suniti tell him. इसके बाद the story becomes more intense. अभी तक already आपको अगर intense लगा है, आगे और अच्छा है. So please don't miss. Again, always a humble request. Please come on time. आप लोग लेट आओगे तो आपको शुरुआत का मिस होता है. कनेक्शन पूरा नहीं बैठता है. Please try to come on time. Stand. हरे श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गुरुदेव की. Will you कीर्तन हो?